Yes, sir. This is another episode of the Risk Takers. We are at Lady Ace Boogie and Friends. Of course, we have Frederick Meijer Gardens. Please let the people know who we got here today with us.
So I'm Yesenia Gomez, also known as Yessie in the dance world. I have been teaching dance for over 20 years. I run Vizion Dance company here in Grand Rapids, and we added, the dance element to the show tonight.
Nice.
How you feeling? We're just getting done. How you
Man,
feeling?
you see me sweat it out? You know what I'm saying? Hair was nice and laid when I came in, but, it was incredible. I mean, it was packed out. The energy was absolutely top-notch.
Absolutely.
To see the melting pot of all the different cultures, the colors, just different walks of life, and everybody was bobbing. Everybody was vibing. It was just immaculate. Really just such a grand experience to be a part of and such a privilege to be able to curate something like that in this space. And, just to really put on for Grand Rapids and to show the energy of the city. This was just monumental. So
absolutely. That's wonderful. So you say 20 years, and I just want to say congratulations to that. That is amazing. Where did your passion for dance come from, and how were you able to, stay consistent over 20 years?
Wow. Yeah. So when I was young, all I wanted to do was dance. That was all I knew. But it was a time where, especially in the city, art did not run or rule it. And so it was really a folly to consider a profession in dance. Very few people from this area went on to pursue anything. It was just a hobby. But I knew that this was the gift that God gave me, and it was just one of those things that, I had to defy all odds. I was short, fat, unflexible, stiff, so I was all the things that I was told, you can't be a professional dancer. There's no way. Not only is it a dumb idea, but, you just don't have what it takes. But there was something about when I stepped on a stage, even though my counterparts may have been more flexible, may have been more skilled, I was a performer, and there was something about it that was just charismatic, that connected with the audience and the people. Nice. And there was a passion there, and I knew that was real, and that's really what I pursued is, what is this thing? And so for a long time, I actually thought it was dancing, going off to L.A., being a professional dancer. So I went out, I trained. That was my life for a long time. And eventually I realized what it was about was connecting with people. I was actually given a gift to connect naturally. And it was just about being myself, living my authentic self, not trying to perform or put on a character, but to just show up and to show who I was, whether authentic. I felt enough or not in that moment, just being vulnerable, honest, transparent. And I noticed that captivated people. And so I started teaching early. I had an opportunity to teach. And so because I did, I just ran with it. It wasn't my initial plan. My initial plan was just to dance. But then I was on So You Think You Can Dance, season 3 and 4. Season 3, wow. I made it to the 4th out of 5 rounds in Vegas, and at the 5th round is where they chose the top 20. So, to know that I was in those ranks, I went back for it, but I had unfortunately injured my ankle and my knee, and I pushed through that, but I ended up having a reconstructive knee surgery within a year later, and I didn't heal from that, unfortunately, and fortunately, because while I thought my dance career for myself was over, I didn't realize till many, many years later it was a pivot that God was giving me in order to take the gift and invest it back into the people, invest it back into the city, into the state, into the Midwest, because I travel all throughout the Midwest. And instead of doing it selfishly just for myself, to go out, dance by my favorite artist, and I probably would have got caught up in the lifestyle, and it probably would have ate me alive, if I'm honest with you, because I just didn't have a strong enough root in my identity. But through those trials and tribulations, while being down and pivoting, because I had to, I did learn my true identity, my true strength. And then now, for the last 15, 20 years, I've been able to empower others. And a lot of my students have gone on to pursue professional careers in the industry. Nice. They dance for the Super Bowl, Coachella, every Grammy you could think of, all the award shows. And so now, being able to pour that into an intimate company, it's a pre-professional training company, where they're getting opportunities to build their resume, getting booked paid work, learning how to be teachers and choreographers, and having the opportunity and the avenue to pursue dance in Grand Rapids as a career, even if it's a part-time career, whether it's a full-time career. So essentially, to answer your question, was to create the thing that was never available for me, to do the thing I was told that I was not allowed or couldn't do. And I ended up becoming everyone and everything that I wish I could have had when it was my turn when I was a kid.
Nice. That's incredible.
That is incredible. That is amazing.
Thank you.
I was speaking of connection. I was just gonna ask you, where do you feel like dance fits in within the culture of DJs, rappers, producers, and all this? Where does dance fit in that ecosystem?
Yeah. Well, there's no coincidence that it's one of the main pillars of hip hop. You have breaking and social party dances that are one of the 4/5 pillars. So it is equally as important in everything. If you think about how the culture of hip hop even emerged, it's social, it's party, it's celebration, it's communal. And so you can have a party with a DJ, with an MC, you can have live art happening, but without the dance, there's no communication.
Bingo.
There's no energy exchange. You could be the MC giving the energy, you could be the DJ giving the energy, but for the crowd, for the community to reciprocate it, it's through movement. And so it's a language, it's a conversation. That was actually our topic today for my company, was to come in conversation. We just wanted to talk to the people.
Nice.
We wanted to talk about real stuff. We wanted to talk about fun stuff. We wanted to talk about healing and just all the things that were encompassed. We had highs and lows, all high energy, but we talked about some deep things, whether they caught it or not, but we talked about it. So it's a conversation, and to me, it's a thing that binds it all together.
Nice.
And I am a firm believer in God. I believe that God's favorite form of worship is in music and movement, and you can't have one without the other. I don't know anybody who can listen to music, and maybe you have to go through the Rolodex to find the one that moves them, the style that moves them, but at some point in time, music is going to move your soul.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to move your soul.
Yes.
With or without lyrics, music is meant to move us. I think it's directly connected to us spiritually. Once you find that one, you're going to at least nod your head, right? You're gonna at least give me a little shoulder, something, and that's dancing.
Nice.
That's dancing, right? Rhythm is life. Life is rhythm.
That's dope. That's dope. My dog actually got a similar scenario when he was talking about when he first heard Michael Jackson, and something in him just made him want to, move. And I music. I love music, man.
Yes.
I love music. Love dance. Love, you know what I'm saying? Like,
How can you not feel good? It's the feel good hitter, right?
Every time.
time.
Like we'll be watching movies at home, and I get off the couch, and I'm just
Watching
it right to the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine you during the You Got Served and all that era. Yeah.
Big influence for me, actually, growing up.
I believe it.
Nice. So, have you ever did any movement coaching, for
Yes.
artists and stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Artists.
I actually have for 10 years now. So it's kind of like my secret low-key gift and specialty is I've taken a lot of artists, brought them in, helped them connect to their music. What are you talking about? Why are you talking about it?
Yes.
How do you move that, though? And it's sometimes they get stuck there, and I'm like, okay, let's peel back some layers then.
Yep.
Are you actually making music that is coming from the depths of you? Because if you are, it should be very easy to connect.
Yep.
Should be very easy to move, natural.
Yes.
And if not, let's work it back. What are you trying to sell? What is your story? What are you telling? What's your conversation? What are you communicating? And so I help them develop a deeper relationship first with their music and their artistry. And then I work to find out their natural movement, always in a bounce, right? Everything's always going to be rooted in a bounce. But I find their bounce, I find their rock, and from there, I figure out what is natural for their aesthetic, and I help them develop key movements that can be their signatures to their own songs. And so when they're on the stage, instead of just walking, bopping, now they got a little flow. And it's like signature to their style. That's what I do. Come holler at me.
Artists, any artists listening, please.
Sure.
I think a good amount of y'all really do need movement coaches.
Stage presence.
Stage presence
I was
is
about to say
extremely,
that. Yep.
extremely important. I think it even go as far as music videos or everybody got to bounce, like you said, and that's actually a perfect example. And I think that a lot of people just need to find that. And I'm glad to hear it. I didn't even know movement coaches existed. I was actually doing a music video. Shout out Go Up to Speedy, and I was kind of telling them how to move around and stuff like that. And I was on Nova, another site for creatives to find different gigs, and they was looking for a movement coach. And I was like, no, that's not for what I think it is. And then I Googled it, and I was like, it is a legit thing. And I was like, this needs to be more out there.
Yes.
I'm not. When people talk about things you need as far as content and other stuff like that, I think a movement coach should be at top 3 things that you need.
I agree.
Because you'd be stiff.
Yeah, they got,
Yes.
and that's what
And
they
I'm
got
one.
the eye for.
I'm the stiff.
And even with that, it's like, okay, you might be stiff, but something's loose. It might be your shoulder.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Now we just rocking with this little thing, right? Like that's the discovery process, but it's real. That's what we have an eye for, is to figure out, okay, you see what's wrong. Let me see what I can work with.
Nice.
That's what the eye is for. And then I have to help you see it and also believe it, though. Because you can see it and be like, but if you don't feel it, if you don't feel it, you don't believe it, it's a wrap.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful.
Yes. 2026. Tell the people what you got going on. It's only February. We got a long year to go. What's some of the things on the schedule?
I believe that this is going to be our greatest year yet.
Nice.
Right now, we're gearing up for a fundraiser at the end of the month, February 22nd, at Free Alchemy Studio. We're going to be raising some funds to send our dance company to Puerto Rico for a training trip this summer. We are in actually our first season return. So we're calling this our reboot season. We started in 2015. We were with Cultura Collective and Lady Ace in 2016 for Art Prize. That's how we originally, we connected before then, but that was like our first time collaborating was in 2016, and we won Art Prize that year. Nice. So from there, we were growing and increasing till the pandemic hit. And when we had to pivot to virtual, I'm not a techie, so I wasn't able to pivot and be successful. And honestly, the last 5-6 years for my personal life, I've been through some trauma, leg operation. So I kind of fell off the scene, or just went by, I don't want to say fell off the scene, but went behind closed doors for a little bit to
ain't no
take
wrong with
care
that.
of some
You know
business, And so this was the first, the summer was the first time we stepped back out formally since the pandemic.
Nice.
So we're in our first school year. We're in our second semester.
Coming out swinging.
So we're going to be expanding our program, opening it up to those that are interested in pursuing a professional career, looking for pre-professional training to build their resume and to work on their artistry and their craft. And we are working with some major artists and partners in the city to just collaborate and create music videos. We just did the Michigan Fashion Fest at Studio Core with Revo Media and CG Models. I mean, that had some of the biggest designers in the industry that were there. And so we've got some things that are lined up that I can't speak on quite yet, but you're definitely going to see us popping out. Lots of amazing content that we're going to be dropping that we've been shooting with Revo Media and Studio Core, just really top-notch stuff. And we're looking to collaborate. We're looking for artists to work with. We are looking to be out on stages and on films and just performing out in the city. We really want to be outside this summer, and one of our goals is getting the amphitheater, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're trying to get up there and just show out for the city, So we got goals, we're working towards them, but you're definitely going to see a lot of us coming up.
Nice. I wasn't aware, everything you guys had going on, but you are representing what y'all got going on very well.
Energy is
a huge fan, man. Energy is amazing. I'm a huge fan now. So.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything you want to say before we close it out?
You got an IG or anything?
Yes. So you can follow me personally, Yessie Dance, YESSY Dance on all social platforms. You can follow our dance company, Vizion Dance, VIZIONS Dance, on all social media platforms. And just got to give all glory to God, because without him, it would just all be dead.
To God be the glory.
To God be the glory.
It's the Risk Takers, and we out.
We out.